Hello, I'm RichieBoon and welcome to SHU News. Our main story this afternoon. Former colleagues of a gas engineer who died of asbestos-related cancer are being asked to provide evidence. His family are looking to sue companies he worked for in the 1980s for failing to protect him from a now-banned substance. Mark Hansel reports.
Dale Yarrow passed away just a few months before his 50th birthday, leaving 7 children behind. He was a gas technician for more than 30 years and died of cancer in January after being exposed to hazardous asbestos dust at work earlier in his career. Shane and Brett's dad regularly had to cut through asbestos-covered pipes. Here, he's repairing gas mains in York in the mid-80s, when, unlike today, no safety equipment was worn.
When you go out to work, you never expect it to end up costing you your life, so it was a big shock.
He was laughing and joking till literally up till minutes before he died. He was still laughing and joking because that's the type of guy he was.
Lawyers representing the family plan to sue companies Dale worked for in Yorkshire in the 1980s for not protecting him from exposure to asbestos, but they need his former colleagues to come forward.
If they did work with Dale, particularly if they worked alongside him, either as an apprentice in the early years or working on the same projects, if they're working within a few feet of each other, they can give very, very good evidence about the working conditions.
Dale's family will use any compensation money they receive to help towards bringing up the much-loved children he left behind. Mark Ansell, BBC Look North, Doncaster.
Demonstrators gathered outside a Sheffield branch of McDonald's this afternoon to demand an end to zero-hour contracts. Trade union members accused McDonald's of employing staff on the controversial deals, which business leaders claim allow workers more flexibility. The protest also saw the call for a £10 an hour national minimum wage. The Outdoor City Weekender continued in Sheffield today, with the Howard Street dual bike race drawing in big crowds. The BMX battle saw both amateur and professional riders from across Britain taking part. The track was set up outside Sheffield Hallam University and featured a series test of jumps and slaloms. Local bands and DJs also performed at the race. The event was held to promote Sheffield's extreme sports reputation.
It really highlights all the good things about Sheffield. We live in a city, yet we've got the access to the outside as well. And there are loads of people here from the mountain bike community, some famous mountain bikers here, and again it really showcases Sheffield.
The Global Village Market opened in Sheffield city centre today. The week-long event is part of a new council scheme to bring more variety to the city's markets. The event featured over 50 stalls selling food and drink from across Europe and beyond. Many of the stall holders will return in May, when Sheffield hosts its 3rd annual International Food Festival. And finally, a man paralysed from the waist down is aiming to become the first person to fly to the North Pole in a microlight. The jet setters jaunt follows his previous flight from York to Australia 4 years ago. Emma Glasby tells us more.
Getting ready for takeoff, this is a man who likes to push himself to the extreme. 4 years ago, Dave Sykes flew from Rufforth Airfield near York to Australia in a microlight. Today, he set off on a new challenge to become what's thought to be the first person to fly a microlight to the North Pole.
I've been called bonkers, mad and crazy for the last 2 weeks by everybody I know. Very nervous at the moment, to be quite honest, because it's actually overwhelming, you know, disappearing off into Europe, you know, leaving everybody behind, because I'm actually on my own. I've got no ground support or air support with me, just truly on my own.
And all of this despite being paralysed following a motorbike accident 20 years ago.
See you later, sweetheart.
Dave will be raising money for the Martin House Children's Hospice. He hopes to fly to the North Pole and back, with stop-offs to refuel in between, within 4 weeks. Emma Glasby, BBC Look North.
And I'm sure we'll all be wishing Dave the best of luck with his trip. That's all the news for now. Goodbye.